Alright, y'all, man. It's your boy Homeball League 2 times, you feel me? Back in the video, man, for me. Follow the Instagram at Homeball League 2 times. Now, look, man, Jack Spaday's talking about Moon Knight spiritually decoded. Now, look, for today's video, man, bro, I checked my phone yesterday, bro, last night, and, bro, we hit 1,000 subscribers, bro. Like, bro, we've been trying to hit 1,000 subscribers for so long. If you've been rocking with me for a minute, you know, like, what we've been doing. And, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy, bro. You know, like, when you really focus on something and you really want something and you passionate about it and you just pour a lot of your soul into it, etc., and it really goes how you want it to go. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I'm so grateful for y'all, man. You know, y'all literally tap in with me, y'all tapping in with yourselves as well, and, you know, etc. And I really do appreciate y'all, man, subscribing and watching my videos, enjoying my videos, you know, giving me ideas, you know what I'm saying, helping myself, helping y'all, we helping each other, you know what I'm saying. And, you know, I really do appreciate y'all, man. You know, this is our subscribers, you know what I'm saying, this is our stuff, you know what I'm saying. It's not just me hitting 1K subs, this is us hitting 1K subs, you know what I'm saying. And I want to give a huge shout out to the universe. I want to give a huge shout out to my ancestors, spirit guides, etc. Because, like, a lot of times before I even hop on here, I meditate and I channel energy. I channel, you know what I'm saying, downloads, information, etc. I want to give a huge shout out to myself as well. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, this is a milestone that I've been trying to hit for so long, man. And we finally hit it, man. You know what I'm saying? We finally hit it, you know. And, man, it's a great feeling, man. It really is. For real, we're going to keep grinding, man. We're going to keep going up, you feel me? But yeah, though, man, I'm going to clap it up. We're going to clap it up, man, for 1,000 subscribers, bro. That's crazy. 1,000 subscribers, bro. That's crazy, right? And then, like, the stuff that we talk about, bro, like, we talk about some deep stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talk about some deep stuff, right? But let's go ahead and get into the video. But one more time, though, I really do appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the universe. Appreciate myself, universe, spirit guide, ancestors, etc. You know, man, very, very grateful. You know, very, very grateful. I shake. But look, man, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High, you know, for everything. I'm also giving a huge shout out to myself as well for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all. Y'all literally take energy out of y'all, say, come rock with me, show me love and support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all. It's so much more to love always, deeply. Also, I'm sending good positive energy, good positive protection, good positive feeling, and good positive energy towards everyone always, deeply. Also, there are going to be spoilers in here, so if you have not watched the mini-series that is on Disney Plus, if you want to know where it was at, if you wanted to watch it, it's Moon Knight. It's 6 episodes, really, really good. We're about to dive into it even more, right? There's going to be spoilers in here, so I'm letting you know now. Let's go ahead and get more deeper into it. So look, right, let's decode Moon Knight. Now, recently, I rewatched Moon Knight. I had been watched the whole series years ago. I actually watched it when it came out, so I was waiting like once a week to watch the new episode or whatever, right? However I was doing it, right? And, you know, I rewatched it recently, and I rewatched the whole thing recently. And the thing is about Moon Knight, right? Moon Knight talks a lot about ancient Kemet, which a lot of us know it as Egypt, right? Now, the thing is with ancient Kemet is that recently I got this book. It's called, you know, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, right? Ancient Kemet Book of the Dead. I got the small book version of it, right? And it talks a lot about the information that they talk about in this series. So as I was rewatching it, I was remembering some of the stuff that I had learned, etc., from the book that I was reading, right? Now, what I want you to understand and understand, who are the main characters in Moon Knight? The main character in Moon Knight is Steven, right? That's the first character we get introduced to, is Steven, then Mark, then Jake, right? Now, if you wanted to know, like, who is the original, this and that, how to have it in the show, I think they have it in the show as Mark being the original, right? I could be wrong. I know in the comics it might be different or something. I have not read the comics, not really. But from the show, I think Mark is the main, like, is the one who created them, right? Now, the thing is, right, it can get confusing because, like, what is Moon Knight? Is he Is it multiple souls in one body? Is it multiple spirits in one body? Who is Moon Knight? What is Moon Knight? Let's break it down. Let's decode. Let's go deeper. The thing is with Moon Knight, right? Moon Knight, right? Mark created Steven, right? Mark went through a lot of trauma. He got beaten as a child, right? And his brother, which was actually named Steven, he ended up getting transcended or whatever. They was out. He ended up getting transcended. And what Mark basically did was, and it's people who are similar like this in real life, right? Your brain can go into a survival mode. And because of that, you may have a switch, right? Like for an example, right? If somebody came in my room and they was trying to get physical with me, I would go into a switch, right? I might start doing certain moves or doing things that I normally wouldn't do. Like I might hit a dodge I ain't ever dodged before, right? Because your body, I don't remember what it's called, but your body goes into a survivor mode. Your body knows, like when you're in survival mode, it knows and it reacts, right? It can react, right? Now with Mark, right? Mark is still Steven, Jake. They're all the same person. It's not a different soul. It's not a different spirit. It's the same person. But basically, from the research that I've done, I'm gonna put some information up here on the screen. Basically, what Mark has is like some type of personality disorder. He has some type of personality disorder where basically, for him to stay sane and to stay calm, he basically creates other replica versions of himself to keep him safe and to keep him grounded, right? For an example, some people, when they want to feel safer, they're starting to feel like they're having anxiety. Some people, for them to feel grounded, they'll go smoke, or, they'll go play the game, or, go chill out or have sex or whatever they do to like kind of just calm them down. I'm giving y'all some examples, right? With Mark, what he does with his mind, he creates replica versions of himself to shield himself and to keep him calm. He created Steven because he needed that safe space to feel calm, to feel like, hey, it's okay type energy, right? Now, with Jake, on the other hand, if you look at the show, we don't really get to see a lot of Jake. We see little snippets of Jake, right? Jake is basically like the survival, like survival physical. Like if you look at the last episode, Mark and Steven, they started to get whooped on. I ain't gonna lie, that old dude, I'm gonna put a picture of the old dude. Old dude is cold. If you don't know about him, I don't know his name or nothing like that, but dude is cold. And he's psychic as well. He was putting some work on Moon Knight and Moon Knight was putting work on him too. Don't get me wrong, but that dude is cold. That other dude is cold, right? Now, Mark was struggling, and Steven was struggling, right? They was on the verge of like, getting really messed up or whatever. Guess who stepped in? Jake. Jake came out of nowhere and he stepped in, right? Excuse me. Now, why do they talk so much about ancient Kemet, right? In other words, aka Egypt, right? Why do they talk so much about ancient Kemet and, you know what I'm saying? Why do they talk so much about Egypt and Moon Knight, right? Because the thing is, right, where did Jake and Mark and Steven get their powers from? They got their powers from a deity god who's from ancient Kemet, right? When I be talking about ancient Kemet, and like, bro, deities are a real thing. You can some of y'all can call upon deities. This is a real thing. You can call upon deities, right? Especially if you're on a certain vibration, you can call upon deities and you can make an oath with them, right? What an oath is that you agree to something, they agree to something. So what Mark did, Mark made an oath and he agreed to, do certain things that the deity God wanted him to do. And in return, the deity God will protect him, be like his bigger intuition in a way, etc., right? Now, if you look at the movie, if you look at like the mini series, right? Notice how the guy that Mark and Steven and Jake just like was fighting or whatever consistently was this old elder dude, right? And he gave us a clue in the movie or like the little mini series that he's psychic, right? Mark's girlfriend, right? How did he know about Mark's girlfriend dad passing? And they've only had a few interactions, right? It was giving you like signs that, hey, he's psychic, right? Because like I've told y'all, people who are psychic, some people who are psychic, they can read into the future. They can have one conversation with you and kind of already know what path you're going on, or they might already know certain things about you, right? When you psychic, you might just have to touch somebody and you can already, whoa, I feel this new energy, right? You see what I'm saying? Like I told y'all, I'm psychic, right? I can really feel energy. I don't even have to know you. I can feel energy. I can scan energy very deeply, right? I pick up on micro expressions, etc. very deeply. A lot of people look past these things and just ignore these things. They don't really pay it any mind. They don't really see it, right? Now, the thing is with Moon Knight, right? He has some very cool powers, right? Moon Knight is actually one of my favorite characters, right? I like the whole, like, you know, different personality things. I feel like it gives it a different vibe, right? You know, you usually don't see that with superheroes having multiple personalities. I mean, you do, like, in a way, like with Batman. You know, at daytime, he's Bruce Wayne. At nighttime, he's Batman. But I feel like with Moon Knight, it's very creative, very different, right? Now, the thing is, right, with Ancient Kemet, right, getting back to Egypt, right? Let's get back to Ancient Kemet, right? It's a lot of goddesses and gods over there, right? And if you look at what they were showing you, right, they were showing you like mummies, right? And in the mummies, they were showing you that there's like mazes and stuff in there, like in Ancient Kemet. So why in Egypt, why do we have so many mazes, right? Because first of all, we're very highly advanced. If you look at hieroglyphics, even if that's not what it's actually called, if you look at hieroglyphics, if you look at the paintings, if you look at the artifacts, if you look at the stuff over there, they were way advanced. They already knew that these people was going to try to conquer us, right? So they move swiftly, they move precisely, they move with intuition, right? With third eye, etc., right? This is why today they still don't know how did they move the pyramids, right? Because you don't have the codes. You have to have the codes, right? This is why they can do all the studying, they can do all the researching they want over there in Antarctica. You don't have the codes, right? You have to be a god, you have to be a goddess or a god to have the code. You have to be so-called black to have the code. If you're not black, you don't have the code. I'm so serious. Certain places on this planet, it's not gonna make sense to you because you do not have the codes. It's a genetic thing. You do not have the codes, right? So, right, another thing is too, right? They show what else did they show you in the miniseries? They told you that these deities can also be transcended as well. Look at Mark's deity. He got transcended back into a stone, literally just a stone. Really couldn't really do much, really, at the moment. I say that with respect, of course, right? And he was just, you know what I'm saying, until, you know, Mark's girlfriend Freedom broke the stone. Poof, he comes back out. He's looking for Mark, right? Now, let's go even deeper. Now, as we saw, I think it was in the 4th episode or either the 3rd episode, what happened? Mark and Jake and Steven, they got shot. I told y'all, the elder dude, he cold with it, bro. He cold with it. Elder dude shot him. No lie. He shot him, right? He shot them, right? Jake, Mark, and Steven, they fall into the water. Moon Knight falls into the water, right? As they fall into the water, they go into this different realm, like this other place. In other words, the afterlife, the underworld, right? Who controls the underworld? Who controls the underworld? The God himself, Osiris. I'm going to put some pictures of Osiris, the God himself. Right? You see what I'm saying? People think it's a joke. No, Osiris is real. Right? I was reading it in my book, right? Literally, like, they would test people, bro. Literally. You would get tested. And they showed you that in the movie. They weighed Moon Knight's heart. And if it wasn't good, you got to go to the low vibrational energy. If it's good, you get to go to like paradise, kind of like heaven and hell in a way, right? Let's touch base on this as well. A lot of Christianity, no disrespect to Christianity at all. Bro, I grew up around Christianity, still do. But a lot of Christianity, if you really just dig deep and do a lot of research, you'll realize a lot of stuff in Christianity really comes from Egypt. It comes from Ancient Kemet. No lie. Even the whole, like, I'm telling you, bro, a lot of it comes from Egypt. It comes from Ancient Kemet. Now, what happened in Moon Knight, right? Where did they go? They went to a whole different reality. They went to the underworld, right? You see what I'm saying? Right? And and the thing is, your imagination is so important, bro. Your imagination is so important, right? You could use your imagination to create a whole portal. I'm going to say that again. You can use your imagination to create and manifest your own portal, your own reality. You can create your own reality, literally. You can create your own beings, literally. People have done it, right? Now, look, right? So, Moon Knight and them, right? They go to the afterworld, right? The underworld, right? And their heart gets weighed, right? Mark's able to go to paradise, but it came with a cost. Steven ended up like getting stuck like in the underworld, like the negative vibrational area, whatever, right? He got turned to like stone or whatever, right? Now, obviously he went back and got him, right? You see what I'm saying? Obviously he went back and got him, right? And they was able to like come back into their world, right? But the thing is, in the series, they're telling you that back in the day, this is real. Osiris and them, this is real. They used to really like judge people, right? If it's not balanced enough, if it's not good enough, you going to like hell in a way. If it's good enough, then okay, cool, you going to paradise, you eating the fruits, etc. No, like seriously, where do you think they get the whole story heaven and hell from, right? You see what I'm saying, right? Like for real. So, you know, and the thing is with Osiris, right? Osiris, he actually transcended. He got like transcended, but then he came back to life. Actually, his mother, I could be wrong on this. It was his mother and his son who brought Osiris back to life, and then like kind of like a resurrection in a way. And when he came back a lot different. You know what I'm saying? And Osiris, he vibrates very high. He's a very balanced god, right? He's green. He vibrates pretty high. He's literally green, right, etc. So, you know, in Moon Knight, they give a lot of information, right? You know, they give a lot of good information. They tell you they tell you a good amount about ancient Kemet and about how it's deities, and deities do exist. They still do exist, right? It's goddesses and gods who do exist, right? It's beings over there that exist, right? And it's also telling you how your brain, your subconscious brain, your consciousness, your brain can go into different states and go into different modes depending on how you feel. And that's so real. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think a lot of times when people don't want to know the truth, or they find out the truth, they go into like this hallucination of like, oh no, that's wrong, that's a lie. And they really start to believe in a lie, but deep down inside, they know it's truth. That's their conscience. That's their way of like trying to protect themselves, right? It gets deep, y'all. It gets very, very deep. But yes, Steven, Jake, and Mark, these are all the exact same person. It's one soul or whatever, right? But it's in other words, what he's dealing with is I don't even want to use the word dealing with. I take that back. My apologies. It's a personality disorder, right? You see what I'm saying? But yes, deities are real. A lot of y'all can tap in with deities, right? I say a lot of y'all. The reason why I don't say all of y'all is because like deities, they're not finna just like, you got to be really, really tapped in is what I'm saying, right? If you're not really, really super duper tapped in, a deity is not finna like, you know, tap in with you or come to you or you gonna summon it. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I'm just gonna keep it real with you on that. I might do some more parts on Moon Knight because there's definitely some more information to definitely decode and break down, right? But I did enjoy watching the miniseries. I did enjoy rewatching the miniseries. Also, if you already watched Moon Knight, and because Moon Knight came out like in 2022 or something, right? If you wanted to know like if season 2 is coming out, I actually did some research on that because I would love to have a season 2. From the research that I've done, Moon Knight is basically like a miniseries, right? So I'm not gonna say it's not gonna be a season 2, but bro, we rolling into 2026. It came out I think like 2022. I don't think it might not be no season 2. I think if it was by now, we would have been got it. And 2, like the research that I did, it was more so like a mini series, right? It wasn't something that was like gonna probably be like going on and on. Why do you think it was only 6 episodes? 2, why do you think they kind of like? Why do you think the whole story kind of like was like just told somewhat in that like 6 episodes? You see what I'm saying? You feel me? If you look at all 6 episodes, and did it really give off a vibe of like, oh man, what's gonna happen next? It kind of gave us a really good closing ending, etc. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, definitely enjoyed watching Moon Knight. Definitely enjoyed decoding this, right? I definitely recommend y'all to watch Moon Knight. You can watch it on Disney Plus, right? It's 6 episodes, about an hour per episode. But yeah, man, I love y'all, man, and there's so much more to love, always deeply. And I catch y'all females and males on the next one, man. Peace.